Okay, so I'm gonna be making cookies today, double chocolate chip cookies. Here we have the dry ingredients. So that's about 180 grams of maida, 50 grams of cocoa powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, not baking powder, and half a teaspoon of salt. And here we have about 100 grams of brown sugar and 60 grams of white sugar. So that's a total 160 grams. And here I have butter that I'm going to melt, and this is about 110 grams. So one full stick of butter, 100 gram, and a little more extra. Okay, so now we've melted the butter, and I'm just going to add it straight to the sugar. All right. Okay, now the goal is to basically whip this up until it's properly combined. Okay, so once the sugar looks something like this, you add a little bit of vanilla essence, just a little bit. Yeah. And then usually I add one egg, cold egg from the fridge, but today I wanna try adding two to see how it goes. Okay, so the eggs are in the mixture now, and we keep it rolling. I'm waiting to see a smooth texture because I use crystallized sugar. I want it to completely blend into this. The trouble with making cookies is that you don't want to over mix things as well, so give it the right texture. Yeah, that looks about right to me. Okay, now what I do is I change my apparatus, change that, and you start using a spatula from now on. And I start with putting the dry ingredients in first. Then I just keep mixing. So the test is, if you've done it right, is that the cookie dough will look kind of moist like this, but at the same time it won't be sticky. See? So that's how you know that the proportions of the wet and dry ingredients are kind of right. So once you've reached this point, you start adding the chocolate chips. Okay, for the chocolate chips, I use kind of mix of, you know, these these kind of chips. I don't know what they call them, just chocolate chips, I guess. And so if I have some extra chocolate lying in the fridge, like this one, I just, you know, shred a few, but I don't exactly measure how much of this. But for chocolate chips, I put at least 40 grams up to, I mean, depends. If I, for this amount of cookie dough, I would be putting closer to like 80 grams of chocolate chips. But if that's too much, for some people it might be too much. But so I would say a safe bet is about 50 grams. Okay, so now that all of the chocolate chips are in, I've added about 100 grams of chocolate chips, so it's gonna be really chocolatey, this one. What's important here is that you're not mixing, you're folding the chips inside. So you gotta make sure that the chocolate chips even in the center of the dough. So keep folding it in, and that's the basic funda here, I guess. Okay, so now we have the dough ready. I'm just going to, I'm using an air fryer, by the way. So I'm going to be buttering up this aluminum foil. So remember we, melted the butter before. So I'm going to actually
I remember.
This. Yeah, you do, huh? See? So I'm going to be using that to just put butter on this aluminum foil. Preheat the oven now. So we're going for 180 for 9 minutes. That's all. Okay, guys, the oven is kind of hot now. I'm just gonna put these balls of cookie dough inside. I'm gonna give them enough space to expand also. So with the amount of cookie dough we have, you can make about 10 to 12, I guess. So this air fryer can accommodate about 5 to 6 at a time, so we have to do it in 2 batches. Okay, so we have 5 in the air fryer right now, and that's the rest of the cookie dough. So we're gonna do the first batch, and that's 180 for 9 minutes, like I said. Okay, so the cookies are done, and as you can see, they have expanded and grown a bit in size. Now what I do is I just put this under the fan for about around 20 minutes, and once they are properly cooled down, I just spin them a little bit so that they don't get stuck to the bottom, and I put them on this cooling tray. Okay, so it's been a while and the cookies are not hot to touch anymore, so I'm gonna first try spinning them around. It's a little bit of resistance, yeah, and there you go. See, as you can see, the bottom of the cookie is always a little moist, so it can get sticky. So make sure, the point of putting it on the cooling rack is so that the air flows under as well, and so that it's completely non-sticky at all points, so that when you store it, the cookies don't stick to each other. And we do that for all of them. Check this one out. It's moist, and you can see the chocolate chips have already melted. But yeah, so you keep putting them on the cooling rack. Yeah, so we were able to get 5 on the cooling rack, and the foil is still not too messy, so we're gonna put the next 5 in as well. And product, you can bite into these now if you're tempted, because they're completely done, and as you can see, a lot of the chocolate chips and have already melted inside. Okay, thank you for watching.